This video is about the 3 habits that quietly and often invisibly shape your entire life. The way you think, the way you feel, and the way you connect with others. So today in this video, you're going to learn the first habit that silently sets your emotional tone every single day, the second habit that determines whether you grow or stay stuck, and the third habit, the one that decides the overall quality of your relationships, your work, and your sense of self. So by the end of this video, you're not only going to see how these habits are shaping your life right now, but you'll have a 3-step plan to reshape them in a way that works for you. So part number 1, your self-talk habit, the quiet narrator in your own head. Every single thought you have is training your brain in a certain direction. Your self-talk, the private commentary you give yourself all day, is one of the most influential forces in your life. And it's happening whether you're aware of it or not. So why does it matter so much? Neuroscience shows that your brain doesn't just hear your thoughts, it reacts to them chemically. Positive, encouraging self-talk releases small amounts of dopamine and serotonin, which boosts your mood and motivation. Harsh, critical self-talk is going to increase cortisol, putting you into stress mode and narrowing your ability to think creatively. Over time, your brain literally builds neural pathways around the types of thoughts you repeat. This is called neuroplasticity. Your self-talk is literally wiring the mental roads you'll use in the future. So this is the feedback loop. So when you tell yourself, I can't do this, your brain begins looking for evidence to confirm it. When you say, I'll figure this out, your brain starts scanning for solutions. So here's 2 different examples. You spill coffee on yourself just before a meeting. Example A, I'm such an idiot, I ruin everything. You walk into that meeting already frustrated, flustered, defensive, and closed off. Example B, annoying but no big deal. I can manage this. You enter with your confidence intact so people respond to that version of you. The same event, entirely different ripple effects. And I hear you, but my thoughts just happen, I can't control them. And you're absolutely right, you can't control the first thought, but you can influence the second one. And that's where the change really happens. It's not about endlessly being positive, it's about breaking the loop that reinforces self-doubt. So my question to you, if your self-talk this week was broadcast to the world, would you be proud of how you've been speaking to yourself? Comment below. Part number 2, your micro-choice habit, the small decisions you don't even think about. Big life changes aren't built on huge moments. They're built on the micro decisions you make every single day without even noticing. So why do these small things matter so much? Psychologists call this behavioral drift. The way the small actions repeated daily slowly move you in the direction over a period of time. If those micro choices align with your values, you drift towards a life you want. If they don't, you drift away without even realizing it. Your brain automates about 40% of your daily behavior, meaning almost half your life runs on autopilot. An autopilot defaults to whatever you've been repeating most often, not what's most helpful. So why do these choices slip under the radar? Micro choices don't feel dramatic in the moment. Choosing Netflix over a walk, checking your phone instead of sitting with a thought, saying yes to a favor you don't really have time for. Each of these of course seems small, but repeated them over weeks, months, years, and they compound into the shape of your health, relationships, and self-esteem. So if you spend just 10 minutes every day practicing a skill, that's over 60 hours a year. If you spend those same minutes scrolling instead, that's over 60 hours reinforcing distraction. The time passes either way, but what it builds is entirely different. And again, I hear you, but I don't have time for big changes. That's the point. You don't need big changes. Micro choices are stealthy because they already fit into your day. You're just swapping them for something that compounds in your favor instead of against it. So my question to you, what's one micro choice you made today that you know will make your week better or worse? Part number 3, your relationship energy habit, how you show up with others. We often think relationships are built on the big moments, anniversaries, gifts, grand gestures. But in reality, relationships are shaped day by day by the energy you bring into every single interaction. So why does this matter so much? Humans are emotional mirrors. We pick up on and subtly reflect the emotional tone of the people we're with. This is called emotional contagion in psychology. What that means is if you regularly bring warmth, curiosity, calm, people will start to associate you with safety and connection. If you regularly bring stress, defensiveness, or disinterest, people, even unconsciously, will start to create distance. Your baseline relational habits become your reputation, whether you intend to or not. So how does this play out in your real life? Think about someone you know who makes you feel truly listened to. They don't need to be charismatic or say the perfect thing, it's their consistent presence that makes you feel valued. Now think about someone who often seems distracted, rushed, or even guarded. Over time, you probably stop sharing as much with them. Of course you do. Neither person made one big decision about your relationship. It was the accumulation of countless micro moments over a period of time. This is the compounding effect. Over years, your relationship energy habits influence the following. Opportunities. People are more likely to recommend, hire, or collaborate with those they trust. Support systems. You're more likely to receive help in hard times if you've consistently shown up for others. And emotional well-being. Strong, positive connections are one of the biggest predictors of long-term life satisfaction. And again, I hear you, but I'm just not naturally warm or social. This isn't about changing your personality, it's about small intentional signals of care. Things like asking one follow-up question when someone shares something important to them, remembering a small detail from a past conversation, putting your phone away for just 2 minutes when you see someone. These habits work regardless of whether you're introverted, busy, or not the chatty type. So my question to you, if I ask 5 people in your life to describe how they feel when they're around you, what would they say? And is that how you want to be experienced all the time? And finally, the action plan, the habit reset challenge. For the next 7 days, focus on one habit from each of the following categories. So firstly, upgrade your self-talk. Either catch one negative self-talk moment a day or add one short, neutral, or encouraging counter thought. An example of this, I'm terrible at this. It's a skill I'm still learning. Secondly, swap your micro choices. Either identify one autopilot choice that doesn't serve you well, swap it for a slightly better one. An example of this, 5 minutes of stretching instead of scrolling before bed. And finally, your relationship energy signals. Once a day, make one person feel heard or valued. This can be a question, a text, or a gentle, genuine thank you. The reason this works so well is these changes are too small to trigger resistance, but repeated daily, they start rewiring your thought patterns, your habits, and your relationships. And again, I hear you, but I'll probably forget after 2 days. We'll set one reoccurring reminder in your phone for the same time every single day. Consistency always beats intensity here. So hopefully now you know your self-talk quietly sets the limits or possibilities of your day. Your micro choices decide your direction without you even realizing, and your relationship energy determines the depth and quality of your connections. So comment below which of these 3 habits do you think has been the most important in shaping your life, and are you happy with where it's taking you? And of course, if you found this useful, subscribe to the Awaken channel. Here we break down the psychology of everyday life, so you can see the invisible patterns running your life and start running them on purpose. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Jack, and I'll see you in the next one.